And this one's going straight to center field, a nice bounce. And that'll advance the runners. So she'll instead drills one down the third base line all the way to the wall. And it smacks the wall right in the face. A beautiful placement. Trying to get a hand on it was Rebecca Gibbs, who just wasn't there in time, and that'll load the bases up for the Boilermakers with only one down.
Yeah, it ends up, whether or not she's able to record a hit is kind of against.
Down the third base line and home. The Boilermakers draw two. And great efforts by the hitter, Lexi Huffman.
Yeah, and a great job by Huffman. Just, you talked about, wanted to get something out into the outfield, able to pull one down the third base line and bring two across for Purdue.
And she did it again where we placed it down on the third base line. A very hard ball for left fielders to grab on. Scott makes contact down the third base line. That bounces in the perfect spot. And it'll bring the Boilermakers home once again. Sienna Wagner coming home for the Boilermakers. All the way from second base, logging the double was Riley Scott, the leadoff hitter for the Boilermakers.
Yeah, and Scott flirting with that third base line as we take a second look at it. But as a slap hitter, that's the exact spot you want to put it in the
to the strike zone.
I wouldn't be shocked if we see something up in the zone here, JD.
There it is. A great ball right down the middle. Indiana State still scoreless. Purdue with 3 runs, and we'll send it to the bottom half of the inning. You're watching Purdue softball.
Zone here, JD.
There it is. A great ball right down the middle. Indiana State still scoreless. Purdue with 3 runs, and we'll send it to the bottom half of the inning. You're watching Purdue softball on Big Ten Network. You can hear the wind picking up here in the box. It's becoming a factor out there as well. That one was a foul ball, so the count remains 2-2. And they've got one down. This one right back to the third baseman, the same play and out.
And another great grab there by Bayan. Just able to get the glove down and snag it. Talked about it, back-to-back strong plays for the third baseman.
Left field is 17, Rebecca.
The fourth, you're watching Big Ten softball on BTN Student U. We'll be right back after this.
Fans, you can spend your birthday with Purdue softball. Package includes tickets to the game, the soda, popcorn, and cake.
Case scenario for the Boilermakers.
This one popped up into right field. A nice little bounce is going to advance the runners, so the bases are loaded. And just couldn't get Bailey Martin just couldn't get to it for Indiana State.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what happened there, if she just lost track of the ball or
decides instead to send it down the third base line, and that'll bring the Boilermaker home. And so the Boilermakers strike back. Take another look at it.
That was a hard hit ball right past the third baseman there. That's Shea Barton, and Barton tried to flash the leather on Maya Hughes. So Hughes, 1 of 2 on stolen base attempts, but it's important to note she has a ton of speed. She just hasn't been able to get on base.
And this one's going to the third baseman, but a lot of time after it was hit, so the runner advanced. And
Boilermakers, like you said, runners second and third. Good chance to add to the lead.
That one bounces just behind the second baseman, and it'll send 2 Boilermakers home. Sliding into home.
Sycamores.
This one hit deep into left field. The diving catch unsuccessful. And still running around the bases are the Boilermakers. And coming home, 1-2 count. A swing and a miss. And the Purdue Boilermakers take the first game in a 2-game doubleheader versus the Indiana.